reason, again, I want to get back because this is really why we're here today. I mean, I could spend days and months trying to educate, not so much, I can't believe I'm no rocket scientist, okay? I just lived that life. I know how they operate. I know what makes you stay in the casino reaching in your pocket. I know when you go home, you'll say, well, you know what? Let's go to the casino again. You know, I'd rather do that, or let's put this aside. Let's not pay that. And if you don't have a receipt, or at least a statement each month, I mean, look at what happens with credit cards. I mean, come on, you got a credit card. We all abused them in the beginning. Now we're a little bit, you know, hey, watch, hey, honey, you know, you can't go to those lunches on Tuesday. I won't go to, you know, out with the boys after bowling, you know, to use that credit card. You watch your spending. This statement will not curb anybody from, it won't bar anybody from gambling. I can tell you that. People are still going to go into these casinos. But the casino operator knows if he sends you a monthly statement, Governor Rendell knows this, Vince Fumo knows this, Mr. DeWeese and Mr. Vion, don't play these guys like they're hillbillies. These guys know what it is, okay? They know the numbers. They didn't come out and just come up with this whole gaming bill themselves, all right? They had the gaming lobbyists explaining to them from other states and our own state, this is how it works. This is what you have to do. You guys come in, we'll give you 54% in taxes. You know, you couldn't legalize drugs in this state and open up drugs like 7-Elevens. I mean, the drug dealer couldn't pay you 54% in taxes. You know why? The man has inventory. He's got to buy a product. Walk into a casino, it's no different than walking in here. There's no shelves, there's no merchandise. Nobody's buying any product. For every one they employed, or talking about all this employment, one person, there's 100 people losing money. When Philadelphia gets to 2 casinos, and if they hit their projections of $400 million each, that's $800 million coming off the streets of Philadelphia. Nobody's coming to Philly to use slot machines, and only the people who live there, and the same in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, maybe a couple people will venture in because it is going to be new up there again. But in Philadelphia, you know, they're not going to use it. They're not going to, it's, unless you live there. Why would you go there? And what you're going to have, especially if a guy like Trump opens up where he's talking about, in an area that's 95% or more people of color, who already have every vice under the sun, what's going to happen to these people? Come on. Bethlehem, I mean, Gettysburg, you know, again, God bless them, but they're worried about the hollow ground. Well, unless I'm mistaken, and I'm not too good in history, but I thought the Civil War was to save the slaves, to get them out of slavery. What's Trump's organization going to do to these people in Philadelphia from south, southwest, west, north, northeast Philly, when he's open 24/7, when he's serving them free booze, when he's comping them to justify their losses? Go to Detroit. There's 3 casinos doing over $900 million a year in cash. Detroit's going down to 2. What happens in Philly and in Pittsburgh, where in those areas, you may not want to hear this in here, but believe me, 15 to 18% of all commerce in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh is still in the underground economy. These are people who have to deal in cash. They don't have credit no more. They blew their credit, okay? They got to pay their help in cash. I'm sure some of us in here got paid under the table in your life when you were in school, whatever. This is how these guys operate. When that cash gets sucked off the street, those vendors who are not afraid to open up in those areas from India, Asia, whatever, because they lived in countries that are getting napalmed and hand grenade every day, they open up down there, they put up a bulletproof glass, they're in business. But when the cash leaves, they're packing their tents and leaving town. And go into those neighborhoods. There's no supermarkets. There's no commercial banks. They're going to get crippled. Okay? This is what Governor Rendell and his administration brought to the state of Pennsylvania. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking I'm crying, you know, the world's coming to an end. When the bill got passed in 2004, nobody on the planet was happier than me. I've been waiting for this day. I knew when Rendell was the mayor of Philadelphia, talking to the boats, bringing in the casino, the boats coming in, I knew he was going to do it and get it done. And the reason I'm so happy is because it's going to fail here. Look at the attention it's getting now. Look at just the attention from what you guys are talking about every day. Again, the same thing. Who's going to own them? Ooh, we got the distributors. Now they're out of it. No more distributors. What do you think the gaming operators say? Well, no kidding. Now we don't have to deal with those dopes that don't know what they're doing anyway. We can go direct. All right? Now there's nobody going to own 1%. Hey, we're paying the guys 54%. You think I want to listen to this dope tell me how to run my casino because him and his 3 buddies, these other 3 legislators, got 1% each on it? They don't want that. These guys are coming in. They're going to open up these joints. It's going to be the Vatican. If these licenses get issued, which you notice all of a sudden those 4 distributorships came up like that, man. They brought that deck. Oh, what are we going to do? It's going to be another year. We're going to set everything back. Well, 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, well, 4 distributorships. They got it done. They're going to issue these licenses for the racinos by September and the stand-up casinos by December. 45. Being they're gathering all this information, being that 99% of the people going in will apply for the comp card, to mail the consumer, their patrons, a statement each month. Let them see it on paper so they can do the math. After 1, 2, 3 months down the road, one of them says, hey, honey, this ain't like West Virginia, Delaware, Atlantic City, where we went 3, 4 times a year. We're going 3, 4 times a month. Look at your statement. Look at mine. Not only look at the money we're losing, look how much time we're putting into these joints. And they're calling it entertainment, like going to a ballpark or the movies. Can you sit that long? I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours? And that's how long you'll play in a casino.
This already was defeated in the House.
Okay, now, what happened in the House? And the bill is still sitting in Robert Gottschall's office. Mr. Gottschall's not moving this bill, okay? 1245. Now, it was an amendment that Paul got done, okay? He made the amendment out of it. It got voted on. It split down the middle, 99 yeas, 99 nays. It was an amendment. It only needed one more vote to get on Senate Bill 862, which now they're talking about, which I would have been feeling great if that would have happened, because they're going to get this bill shot through pretty fast because of what's going on with the distributors and the ownership. The bill is sitting there. If this bill don't come out of Gottschall's office and they don't vote on it and get this done, it's over. The casinos will open. They'll have carte blanche to do what they want, and you're all unprotected. It's that simple.
Paul, is there any hope to get this voted on before September 27th?
I think there is. I think that the culture today has changed, and that's what I was alluding to. I think that Pennsylvanians want to see more integrity and honesty in government. And as we deal with this very controversial issue called casino gambling, and as they learn more about the fact that the odds are totally against the consumer, and the monthly statement is one way that they can level the playing field, that they'll press for this. I mean, this is a family issue. The House Bill 1245 that Bill Kearney just had been portraying. This is a family issue. This is to protect families, to protect grandparents, to protect moms and wives and the children who suffer when there's addiction. I said before, I think I just see the worst things happening to this Commonwealth if we don't make the corrections. It's acknowledged by community groups like Pennsylvania Family Institute behind me, and by legislators and others, that this bill is badly flawed, and we got to make these corrective changes, these amendments to the bill before one casino license is issued. If we do, I feel for the state and for its families. All right, that concludes it. I think Bill Kearney has one last statement. He has something he'd like to share.
Right. If you'd like to know where Mr. Fumo and Governor Rendell stand on mailing the monthly statements, over there I have 2 videos that show them when I address them with this. I bring it up, and Governor Rendell says 2 times he will sign this bill. It's something that should be done, and he also says, and so does Tad Decker say, this can be done by the gaming board. They, in their regulations, they should be able to make this statement thing happen. The reason they won't make it happen, again, it could be 20 to 30% in lost revenue by letting people see what they're spending. That's a shame. The other thing is the gaming operators know, because in our country, no one has ever sued a casino in the United States for their losses and won. Now, if somebody goes belly up and does a header out of one of these joints, and the spouse goes in with documentation now showing a paper trail, again, the 30,000-year-old earners getting treated like a king in these joints. They got problems, and they're worried. If you take that in front of a jury, they win that case, the floodgates open, and it becomes the tobacco industry and the Catholic Church. That's another fear they have. Casinos don't want documentation. Okay, that's why they don't give it. Thanks again. If you guys want to see it, I'll be showing it over there.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and the press, for attending our news conference this morning. This concludes the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, is that my...